Welcome to Warhammer Warscroll Review. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the Clan Pestilens Warscroll, Verminlord Corruptor.
Warscroll Review.
The Verminlord Corruptor is the toughest hero Clan Pestilens has to offer, and is pretty effective when used the right way. With the right upgrades, the Corruptor can deal out large amounts of damage over time, which is pretty fitting for a Clan Pestilens model. While its movement decreases as it takes wounds, it starts at 12 inches, so it's pretty fast. 12 wounds and a 4-up save make it somewhat resilient. It has a missile weapon and a melee weapon that offer a total of 15 attacks at full strength, but neither has any Ren, so don't expect it to take down anything durable. Its melee weapon can reroll hits, which gives it some reliability. Its special ability, Plague Master, allows it to deal a mortal wound to an enemy unit it damaged previously in the turn. The Verminlord has multiple sources of damage, so this can easily be spread out to do mortal wounds to multiple targets. The Verminlord can cast 2 spells and unbind 1. Its signature spell is called Plague, and targets every model in an enemy unit. Roll a die, and for every 6 scored, it deals a mortal wound. After that, roll another die, and on a 4-up, you can choose another unit within 7 inches and do the same thing. Keep repeating the spell after that on a 3-up until you fail to spread the plague or have no units in range of the last target. Obviously, the Corruptor can cast Mystic Shield and Arcane Bolt, so it can deal out even more mortal wounds if it needs to. The Verminlord is one of the few Clan Pestilens heroes with a command ability, and it is pretty powerful. It adds 1 attack to each model in a targeted Skaven unit, so it can be used on any Pestilence allies other than the Demons of Nurgle. This ability cannot be used on itself, but is probably best on large hordes of Plague Monks anyway. In summation, the Verminlord Corruptor's role is obviously a damage dealer. Clan Pestilens has a few options that synergize well with the Verminlord. Since it is one of the few models with a command ability, and it's the toughest hero model Clan Pestilens can choose, it will often be worth making your general. As far as command traits go, most of them work well with the Corruptor. Malevolent gives its weapons more reroll support, Diseased gives it more mortal wound output, and Fanatical Leader gives it an extra attack. All of which are situationally usable, but the 2 that will likely be getting used the most are either Verminous Valor or Master of Rot and Ruin. Verminous Valor gives the Verminlord some protection and is probably best when fighting a shooting army. Pestilence units within 3 inches can take a mortal wound for the Verminlord on a 4-up. So in this case, it would be a good idea to keep a big unit of Plague Monks near the Corruptor. Master of Rot and Ruin gives the Verminlord another source of mortal wound output in the form of Pestilent Prayers. The Clan Pestilens battle trait makes prayers even better, and getting another chance at landing a Great Plague will often be top priority. Pestilent Prayers gives Verminlord more mortal wound output and adds 1 to all wound rolls against a selected target. Something important to point out is that at the moment, nothing keeps this benefit from stacking to give +2, +3, or more to wound. This impacts Plague Monks, Verminlords, and even shooting allies like Plague Drones of Nurgle, which would trigger their Locus of Contagion rule on 5s and 6s, or better depending on the number of prayers used. The Fumigatus and Brooding Blade would both give the Corruptor even more mortal wound output. For effectiveness, I'd lean towards the Fumigatus, even though the Blade fits well with the Plague Master ability. If you didn't choose the Verminlord as your general, I'd always give it the Liber Bubonicus to have access to more prayers. Even Chaos Grand Alliance has some effective options for the Corruptor. Spiteful Destroyer and Lord of War grant +1 to hit and +1 to wound respectively, though Lord of War can be used on Chaos units within 3 inches of the Verminlord. Successfully triggering Unpredictable Destruction can make it extremely accurate with a 2-up reroll to hit, so obviously Great Destroyer is quite beneficial to the Verminlord. Giving the Verminlord Corruptor a demon weapon lets them continue the trend of mortal wound output, and pairs well since it has so many attacks. Vexler's Shroud would make it -1 to hit in the shooting phase, and Lord Skrulk's command ability can similarly benefit the Verminlord by making him -1 to hit in the combat phase. The Verminlord will probably be a firing magnet, so both of those might be a good idea. Epidemius fits as a solid ally. His Tallyman ability can give the Verminlord reroll 1s to wound and +1 to their save. If you're fighting big units of infantry, the Verminlord can help out a lot with raising the slain enemy's total. Speaking of allies, the Great Unclean One has a spell that can heal the Corruptor, and I already mentioned the Plague Drones of Nurgle, spitting out more mortal wounds as you stack Pestilent Prayers. Orgot Demon Spew wouldn't fit as an ally, but in a Chaos Grand Alliance would allow the Corruptor to reroll wounds, and the demon weapon mentioned previously would work well in this case. One of the best Warscrolls to pair with the Verminlord Corruptor is the Virulent Procession. This is a battalion that pairs a Verminlord with 2 Plague Furnaces and 4 units of Plague Monks. This is a big point investment, but it fills out the battle line requirements, and are likely units you'd be taking anyway. It deals even more mortal wounds and heals the Corruptor in the process. When using a Corruptor, it should be either focusing down units or spreading out its abilities to trigger as many wounds as possible from Plague Master. The Verminlord has so many chances to deal out mortal wounds, it can really target almost any enemy. Although its weapons have a lot of attacks with plenty of ways to increase the amount of wounds, it has no rend. It's best targeting big units of infantry and units with low saves. The Verminlord Corruptor fits into a Chaos Grand Alliance, but doesn't really serve a purpose that other models can't fit more efficiently. This means it fits best in a Clan Pestilens army. In conclusion, the Verminlord Corruptor is a 3 out of 5. While it has some potential, its abilities are not straightforward and are not going to win any games by themselves. What do you think of the Verminlord Corruptors? Do you think Clan Pestilens players will be taking them with their new Allegiance abilities? What Warscrolls would you like to see covered? Please leave your thoughts in the comments, and thanks for watching.